Welcome to the Pearl and the Echo podcast. I am Jim and I have my wonderful companion Dori. We are going to start, as we always do, with 3 long, deep breaths just to center ourselves, bring ourselves here, come sit in the center just for this 15-20 minutes. And then, of course, you go back into your day, jump in and do whatever you're going to do. So let's start with our first deep breath. And of course, you can have eyes closed or eyes open, hand on heart if that feels like a nice thing to do. Second breath. Feel how it feels in your body. And the third one. Wonderful. And Dori, go for it.
All right. So the quote I have today is from Thich Nhat Hanh. This is a Vietnamese Zen Buddhist monk, peace activist, poet. And the quote goes like this: "You yourself, as much as anybody in the entire universe, deserve your love and affection." And I really love this quote. It's all about self-compassion and mindfulness. You and I, we've been talking through the last few quotes that I've brought about
Yes.
self-love and finding love in others despite imperfections. I think that was the Frida Kahlo quote a few episodes back. And so to me, this quote really goes back to giving yourself that love that you need. I was with a client on the weekend, and they had gone through a breakup back in October. And so they were looking for kind of Reiki healing, emotional healing. And so I did some of that. And then at the end, I asked them, "Are you a romantic?" And they said, "Yes." And I said, "Okay, your homework is to give yourself those things. So buy yourself the roses, make yourself some tea, whatever it is, take yourself out on a date." This individual was saying that they kept attracting the wrong kind of person. And I said, start treating yourself the way that you want to be treated. And then you're going to know what that looks like when you come across it. You will just know, because you'll feel it, because you will have been treating yourself in that way. And so this quote, "You yourself, as much as anybody in the entire universe, deserve your love and affection." We give our love away so much, our affection, our attention, our energy, our time, to everyone in our lives, sometimes because of obligation, sometimes because of responsibility, sometimes truly because we love and have affection towards that person or those people. But how often are we asking ourselves in a day, okay, what do I need in this moment? Maybe I'm overwhelmed. How can I love myself better today? How can I love myself better this week? What do I need? Do I need to go for a walk? Do I need to, organize my closet? Do I need to write a poem for myself, like write a love poem to myself? Imagine that. Imagine what that would feel like. We really give ourselves away, and we don't need to. I think it's part of truly understanding who we are is starting to love ourselves first. There's the RuPaul quote, right? Most famous drag queen in the world. If you can't love yourself, how in the hell are you going to love somebody else? So there's that aspect to it too. We may be just pouring ourselves to those that we love, but then our inner saboteur, our inner self-talk is like the meanest, most vile inner critic, like, yikes, like, how are these the same person, right? And so I really feel like this quote is calling to us to be compassionate towards ourselves, to really foster that. How is this sitting with you, Jim? I feel like when I bring the love quotes, you and I both struggle with them, but I think that's why we got to keep bringing them in.
Yeah, it's super necessary because I do try to do that work with myself. That with yourself thing, you just put it so beautifully. Treat yourself the way you want to be treated. I've just written that down and my brain goes, well, yeah, of course, will I do that? But I don't do it. I catch myself, or my mind comes up with these things like, well, but it doesn't matter what I do. what matters is what I get. Okay, so I need to just keep pushing and fighting and pushing my way through life until I get what I want. But you get what you want when you treat yourself the way you wish to be treated. When you are with yourself, there's lots of talk about self-love and self-care. And I try to do that. But I think what I try more at is to just be my own best friend and look after myself and listen to myself and listen to my mind as it comes up with all these stupid things. And I hear it and decipher which things to not be interested in and which things to be interested in. Like you said, the internal saboteur, however you say it, everyone's got that. We've all got that. And we all listen to that instead of that little voice that says, I really need a nap today. Oh, no, but you can't have a nap. No, because you haven't got time. And I read something the other day that said that Usain Bolt, who made a world record of 100 meters, actually had a nap and woke up from his nap half an hour before he did that. And I heard that. I was like,
That's so
oh, that's great,
amazing.
because every day I give myself, I don't know why 21 minutes, but that's what I do. I give myself 21 minutes to just, after I eat something in the middle of the day, to just, if I sleep, I sleep. If I just rest on the sofa, I rest on the sofa. I give that to myself. And then I know that I'm in a better state afterwards. It's like if I take care of my own state, well, then my state is better, and then kind of better things come from me, don't they?
Exactly. And it's such a radical idea, loving yourself, giving yourself kindness and affection, because if you were born at a certain time or from a certain culture, it's just not about that. It's very much, you're not special. You need to survive, stay in line, do this, do that. And it can be really constricting. And we adopt that mindset from a young age. And then when we're called to have relationships with our friends, our loved ones, our coworkers, things get challenging because we're operating in this kind of competition kind of way. It doesn't serve us. If we all took on a daily practice over the next week, focusing on this quote of really giving yourself kindness and affection, especially in difficult moments, right? Maybe you got some really hard feedback that you needed to hear, but it was hard to hear. Maybe you got into an argument with someone in your life. Maybe you made a mistake. And I think in those moments, it's even more important that we're kind to ourselves, because that is where my mind goes, like, oh, you really messed this one up. Like, see how useless and pathetic you are. Like, you can't even do this simple thing, right? And that critic that's trying to protect us can be so violent. And I've been talking to an old friend, and she was like, oh, you need to name the critic and like give them a little persona. And then it becomes like a bit of a game. And so I've named my inner critic Kevin. Sorry to any Kevins listening. And they're this kind of like emo kid that's like, oh no, we can't do that because of this. And it's kind of fun, right? You can turn it into a bit of a game and give that part a lot of love and acknowledgement and say, yes, I know we made a mistake. It was really, really hard to hear that feedback, but we're going to survive this. We're going to be okay. We've made mistakes before and we've learned from them. This is just another opportunity for that. And so it's this inner dialogue where instead of just punishing yourself psychologically, you start to have a dialogue instead.
Just thinking about this and me doing this for myself, something kind of bubbles up inside that says, yeah, but that's really selfish, and it's like, yeah, but then I'm being really selfish. I'm being a kind of narcissistic person. I'm being one of those people who just cares about themselves and no one else. But if you think about those, I mean, I don't really believe in narcissists, but anyway, if you think about those people who are very selfish, for example, but how unhappy are those people? Yeah, maybe they are very selfish and do all these things for themselves, but they're trying to fill a bottomless pit, aren't they? And they're never satisfied, and so they have to continuously be given to and given to and given to. And I'm putting myself in the same bucket as them. I'm selfish. I give myself 5 minutes, or I'm selfish if I just do some flute practice today for 15 minutes. And it's like, no, we've got to get over that. we've got to kind of challenge that voice,
Mhm.
because that's the saboteur as well. And it's like, no, it's not about deserving. I mean, yeah, he's put it as you do deserve your own love and affection.
Mhm.
But even the word deserving can have a negative connotation. It's just, I can have those things too, and they will help
Yeah.
me and make me feel better about myself and give me energy and therefore put good things in the world. But if I continually deprive myself of that, I'm not really helping myself at all, and I'm not helping anyone else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think however you need to tell yourself to get to that point where you do feel like you deserve it because you do. I think that's the path, right? That is the path. I think we all deserve self-love and affection from ourselves. Uh, so many of us, grew up in environments where maybe we didn't get that. And so
Mm,
we internalize that at a key developmental ages, probably because our parents didn't get that either. And
mm,
so it's not even about blame or
mm,
shame or any of it. It's more recognizing, okay, what is the pattern here? What is the intergenerational trauma?
yeah.
And does the buck stop with me? Like, am I gonna treat the young people in my life like this? No. And so it's really about recognizing it. Like I firmly believe that we deserve everything in this life, and it's up to us to give it to ourselves and to go out and get it.
Mm,
What's beautiful about this quote and really Thich Nhat Hanh is that he coined this term of engaged Buddhism, right? So he really applied mindfulness to social and political issues and kind of everyday life. I feel like Buddhism can be this kind of internal practice, and you have this picture of someone sitting under a tree and meditating for hours, days,
mm,
months, but it is something you can take into your daily life.
mm,
And if it starts with just every day looking in the mirror and saying I love you, maybe that's all you need. And it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard some days to do that, right? Like, oh, I look really tired today, or oh, I look like this and look like that. We judge ourselves daily, multiple times. But if you can find just one thing to give yourself or to appreciate about yourself, I think it can be life changing.
yeah. I agree with you, because we're all victims of victims. So like you say, we don't get to blame our parents for this thing or that thing, or not giving me this or not giving me that. Yeah, I mean, that doesn't fit in every situation, of course, and I don't get to generalize. At the same time, it's not just your words that you hand down to the people around you, or next generations. It's how you treat yourself and how you talk to yourself and how you care for yourself. And people can see it and people can feel it. It has a texture when there's someone who gives themselves time and is with themselves and gives themselves space. So that's a really wonderful kind of aspect of Buddhism, of to be with yourself. Because when you're with yourself, well, then you see what you need. But when you're not with yourself, well, of course you burn yourself out and run around like a headless chicken trying to fix everything, hoping
Yeah.
that someone will love you, because we all learned that love is conditional and an exchange. And if I give you this, you'll give me that. And then great, I got what I want. But you didn't get what you want because it wasn't real, but you can give it to yourself.
Yeah.
So yeah. So please, Dory, give us that quote one more time.
One more time. All right, here it is. You yourself, as much as anybody in the entire universe, deserve your love and affection.
Fantastic. Wonderful. Well, I really
Amazing.
hope that kind of resonates with you, the person listening today. And of course, feel free to share today's episode with someone that you think it would really help. Yeah.
Yeah. And if it's not sitting with you, if you're saying, oh, no, I disagree with all of this, then you really need this quote. And we think you deserve all your love and affection. So, yeah, sit with it, write it down, put it somewhere where you can see it every day for the next week, and let us know how it goes.
Yeah. And also know that we're all in that. It's not you on your own and everyone else has
Yeah,
got it. Everyone else is fighting this one at the same time as you. Um,
exactly.
yeah. Okay. Fantastic. Thank you so much. We'll see you in the next episode.
Thank you for listening to the Pearl and the Echo podcast with me, Dori Sim, and my co-host, Jim Rajan. Thank you to Rebel Mixtape Productions for editing this episode. If you like what you heard, like, subscribe, and share with those in your life that matter most.